Right, let's go live. Da, 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 da. Right, so how do I then share? So if I go right, so how do I then share? So if I go right, so how do I then share? Right. I'm ready. Fucking ready, boys. Right. I think I'm ready. I hope. So how do I then share? Right. I'm ready. Fucking ready, boys. Right. I think I'm ready. I hope. Right. Just gonna wait for people to join, and then we'll get going. In the meantime, let's play a tune, so I can test the audio out. Right. Can everyone also type something in the chat so I can check if it's working? Just gonna wait for people to join, and if the audio is decent. I think it is. I've fucking spent so long checking it. In the meantime, let's play a tune, so I can test the audio out. I don't know what to play. Can everyone also type something in the chat so I can check if it's working? Just gonna wait for people to join, and if the audio is decent. I think it is. I've fucking spent so long checking it. I can hear two fucking things at once. Alright, you gotta be patient because there's so much going on at once. I've got this fucking massive screen in front of me. Like a TV, like a 42-inch TV. All is good. Amazing. I'm gonna play a fucking absolute classic.
Here's my key. Philosophy. I think it is. A freak like me just needs infinity.
I can hear two fucking things at once. Alright, you gotta be patient because there's so much going on at once. I've got this fucking massive screen in front of me. Like a TV, like a 42-inch TV. All is good.
Relax. Take your time.
Oh yeah, what a fucking tune this is. Right, big echo. Yeah, I think that's because I had it going on at the same time. I think that should be sound now because I was just checking the sound myself. But I think that's sorted, maybe. Okay, cool. I think, yeah, there's like a 15-second... Okay, sound. Safe. Nice one. Right, big echo. Oh shit, there's another one. Fuck! Right, there's two echoes now. That should be sound now because I was just checking the sound myself. But I think that's sorted, maybe. I think, yeah. Right, that should be done now. There should be no more echo. Bear with me. Bear with me, people.
Relax. Take your time.
Right, sound. Wave this absolute fucking classic to finish, and then we'll get on with it. Fuck off. I'm yet to play this in a set, but the day I do, everyone be careful. It's gonna go off. I don't know why it's on iTunes. Let's see. Right. Now that's out of the way. How many people have we got? 25. That's pretty damn good. I think that's pretty much everyone, to be honest. I think there's like 30, 25, 30 people. A few people would just come in to like watch anyway, and just like a few mates just come and fucking check it out. So yeah, if that is good, now I'm just going to check the sound on this. I'm going to play Clear the Space, and then if it's decent, everyone fucking let me know, and we'll get involved. There's a fucking 15-second delay, like everyone said. I don't know how to fix that. I think that's just literally just how it is. I think that's just like the internet and everything. But I think that's pretty decent. So I might be a bit slow on answering all the questions, but I'll try my best to answer them all. So yeah, let's fucking play this, see how it sounds, and get on with it. Gotta let me know if the I want you to be able to hear. Obviously, I want you to be able to hear the audio like pretty clearly, and also my mic. I'll try not to talk over the tune as much as I am at the moment. Let's just go.
Just in case.
Alright, so Famos, so let me fucking know how things work, because I haven't got a clue. Right, it's enough of that, because you all fucking know how it sounds, I'm pretty sure. What I want everyone to do, literally, like, I want you to kind of take control of the stream. I'm just going to go through the drums, I'm going to go through the FX, because basically this track is, like, mostly, there's no music to it at all, apart from, like, the lead, like, a little whiny lead at the start. That's, like, the only kind of, like, MIDI that I've done. It's literally just effects and like samples and stuff, as you can see down here. So I'm going to do the drums, which are at the top, as you can see, the group there. And then I'm going to do effects, and then I'm going to go through the sound design. And then any questions you've got, just fire away in the chat, and I'll fucking do my best to answer them as much as I can. Obviously, I want this to be fucking, like, as helpful for as everyone as it can be. Even people who don't use Logic, I think it will be helpful, so... just let me know what you want to learn about, and I will tell you. I will share. Right, so first of all, the kick. It's pretty simple. I think this kick was a kick that I got off Splice, and I think it's like the combination of, I think it's bounced down from a previous project. I think it's been EQ'd before. I had like another plugin on it. So, I mean, it's just a, what is it? 0 kick 2. So I bounced it. That kick's just like one from a previous project. I think I've used that in Tweety Bird and a few others before. I have literally like 4 or 5 kicks that I use in all my tunes. But yeah, so what this is here is battery, for you people who don't know. It's what I use for all my drums. Battery is the absolute tits, and I would recommend it. If you don't, it's Native Instruments, and if you don't have it, I would really recommend it. A lot of people like to do their drums as audio, but honestly, like, I don't know why. Like, people like to be able to see like the audio and then like how it goes like out on their DAW. But honestly, I think for me, this is always how I've done it. So you literally obviously chuck that in there. You just press. That's just literally the lowest C you can get, and you can fuck about. Why this is so good, because you can layer drums together, and you can have 2 playing at once. You can reverse them. You can have all these at once. You can process them differently. So like with this kick here, I've got the decay. There's no decay on it, but you can make that really short. So like, if I went like 88 seconds, it takes away all the bass because the decay is really short. So I put that back there. So yeah, that's the kick. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. Literally, you're going to learn throughout this that I literally do nothing to my drums, and it is all about sample selection. Well, that's my take on it. Like, it's pretty much down to sample selection. I think it always has. But like, I just think you need an EQ and your sound. So obviously, honestly, just it's pretty self-explanatory that no real changes apart from a little boost on the bass. I cut all my kicks at about 44 hertz just to let, because obviously you don't want it clashing with the sub. You don't really need the kick to have loads of sub unless you're making some like mad like trap tune or something. I don't know. Fuck that though. So yeah, that's the kick. Pretty simple. Then we've got the drums. So let's listen to them. This is all the drums at once. So I'm doing this in a bit of a weird way, actually. I should have probably done it from here. So from here, we've got so in the intro, got the little breakbeat thing. That is literally just a low pass break, like it keeps on fucking undoing it from the solo, and I don't know why. What is going on? It's scatting out a bit. I think my computer's literally not been able to hold this, but this is literally like if you take the so that's pretty simple, just with some reverb on it. Sounds pretty sick. And then you've got the song. Let's just fucking and the build up. So yeah, pretty simple again. Like, I don't know what this is. I think this is just like a little. Nothing major there, just like a little FX kind of fucking white noise thing. Give me 2 seconds. Some guys just asked me how I joined the stream. I feel like I didn't add him to it because he said he wanted to watch it back later. Now he wants to watch it. So 2 seconds. All right, so yeah, so drums. We've got. Let's go to the snare. Let's do that. So build up is just snare going like just on the beat, not off beat, and then hat. Oh, it's scatting out a little bit. And then the little build up is like a. I think it doesn't like it when I solo stuff. But yeah, so the same with these ones. We've got splice, not splice, battery again. This is what battery's so sick for, because you can. That's 3 different claps at once, or like snares, whatever. That's the before the drop. Laptop sounds like it's taking off. Yeah, honestly. If it's too loud, then let me know. I'll try on. I don't know what I can do to make that actually better. I can't do anything. You're just gonna have to handle that. I'm sorry. Maybe don't use headphones and use speak like monitors instead. Otherwise, it'll probably just sound mad. So yeah. So with the snare, literally, I call it a snare. It's just a clap, whatever. Once again, absolutely nothing going on apart from 3 different samples at once. I think that was out of some old Confession tune. This is just like a lo-fi kind of gritty crunch, and that's just another snare, all kind of playing at once. With an EQ, no compression or anything. Make it a bit brighter here. Take a few of the mids out. And Bob's your uncle. That's what we've got there. Got the funky drum here. I think this drum here kind of really makes the tune. Like, it kind of really drives it along, which is nice. It's this really weird little, like, it sounds like a little gunshot. Like, I don't know where. I've literally got so many fucking random samples. So that's cool. Then we've got the hats, literally the same again. Just battery, which is literally what I use for all my stuff. Got all these samples here, so many drum samples. I don't know what to do with them. Why do you high cut the end? Oh shit, sorry, I haven't been looking at this. Do you get all your samples from Splice? No, I get all my like weird booky like FX samples from Splice. Splice is good, but like I've quit my membership from it because I ended up having like 300. I had like 3 months worth of credits stacked up, and like when you get that, you just end up going through and like trying to burn through them all, and you end up I have so many shit ones because I've just been like, shit, I need to spend all these and then cancel my membership. Splice is sick. I would recommend it to buy it for like 3 months, then just stop and like use the samples and like use as many as you can. But yeah, I'm gonna start using it again soon. It is good, like it's good and it's bad. You have to really be patient and dig deep and find some shit on there, because it is filled with absolute bollocks. Some of it. If you chose the rack mate, the way you place the drums, etc. I have about 1.2k. Yeah, it's mad. Why do you high cut the end on everything right at the top? What do you mean high cut the end? Like, do you mean? Oh, that's literally just habit. Because honestly, like I think everyone should just high cut everything at 17,000. This is just what I've learned and what I do. high cut everything is 17k, and then low cut everything. Usually, if it's not cut, like on my EQs, like, I just have it default. If I go here, the default is just to have a low cut at 30.5 and then a high cut at 17k. Over 17k, you can't hear anything. So basically, all that's doing is getting rid of any kind of artifacts or anything that could. It just cleans up the mix. Basically, is what that does. So I would recommend doing that. When can you show us the drum, the rack where you place the drums, etc.? So I mean, yeah, if you want the drums. So I can do like this. The clap is where a clap would be. The clap is where you'd imagine it to be. The hat is where you'd imagine it to be, and the funky drum. Let me show you. So obviously that's the beat there. The funky drum goes da 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 da, and then it's just got a little like da da. So like another. It's just all on the offbeat, and it just obviously you've got the kick there and the snare there. Anything in between, all the loads of little perks in between there, always fill it out and make it a lot nicer, make it more full. Is there no compression on the snares? No, fuck all. Honestly, like, I don't know why. Like, obviously, the whole industry standard thing about like compressing drums, I just don't like fuck with it at all. I just don't really see the point. The only thing I've got on there is like a slight echo, and that isn't even anything at all. So I've got this, but I don't even use that, and you can hardly hear it as well, only in headphones. And that's like a 0.8 second reverb. So honestly, compressing snares, like, I just hate that sound where like your snare will hit and it just kind of like clicks like that, and it like pops at the start. And like if you hear that in a club and someone hasn't done that right, and the kick hits and then the kick hits at the same time as the really compressed snare, it's like just the most horrible sound on your ears. And like I just really don't like that. I mean, some people compress their drums like, and it actually sounds decent. And like I think Thorpe, some of Thorpe's drums are sick. He compresses them like really nicely, and like it actually sounds sick. I think JG does it like probably quite a lot, and like his drums always sound pretty clean. It's just doing it correctly, but I really don't think that you need to. I think it's just about sample selection. So yeah, that's my top tip for drums, especially from this tune, because I haven't done fuck all to them at all. I've just EQ'd them, put a bit of reverb on, and just gone with it. So yeah, that's my top tip for drums. Don't compress them, and if you do, don't do it too much, and make sure it doesn't click and hurt, like fuck everyone's ears up, because nobody wants that. Right, so if anyone's got any more questions on the drums, then go for it, far away now. But apart from that, it's honestly pretty simple. I've got just the little like breakbeat kind of drum just comes in here. Just that literally just adds like a little, I don't know. You can't even fucking hear it. It's just in there because why not? In battery, how do you layer? Okay. Simple. Is it just MIDI notes on top of each other? You can do that. So if you want to, obviously that is long. Like that means you'd have to like stack like. Honestly, on the snare or the clap for Enter the Dragon, I checked it earlier because I was going through. Actually, on Untitled DJ Weapon, it's the exact same clap. It has genuinely like eight things at once. So what you do is, if anyone who does have battery, so what you do is you go down here, key range. So you see this one here, it is that is D there, but it's the key range. If you drag it, like that's what it would start at. See, now that doesn't hit that one at the same time, so you have to drag this key range down to C, and then it fucking activates that one as well. And then this one, obviously that's C sharp, you get it down to C. That one you don't need to do anything because it's C, and that's the one we're using. Same with this one here, F. I mean, yeah, E. Yeah, that's the drum just before the drop. So yeah, you just do that and it plays them both at once. And yeah, I'm curious what is the fill on the drop. This sounds like a dolphin. Fucking dolphin. And what part of that sounds like a fucking dolphin? Or am I going insane? Well, I'm curious, is that a fill drop? It sounds like a dolphin. Also, which part of your drums are mono stereo? None of them are mono. It's all stereo. I don't ever like. I don't know. I've never even considered putting my drums in stereo. I don't know why you'd need to, unless you. Nah, I don't know. They're stereo. You can see that here. I think it's the bit at the end of the bar. I honestly don't know what you mean by the dolphin bit. I'd love to explain it. Is it something in here? I think it's the bit at the end of the bar. Oh, that's a bass. I'm gonna go through that at the end. You mean this little fucker here? That. Just before 29, yeah, okay, sorry, that confused the fuck out of me. Yeah, that does sound like a dolphin. Sorry, I don't know what I was taking a piss at you. I thought there was something in here that sounded like a dolphin. Right, so you obviously know more about my tunes than I do. That's jokes, a dolphin. I'm going to call it that. I'm going to call it the dolphin bass now, so. Cheers, Cam Smith. You named one of my basses. I'll go through that in a sec. I'll go through that when I do the bass. That one's just weird. I went through this earlier just roughly, and I was like, I don't actually even know how I made that. So we can all go through it later and have a look. Right, so effects. Let's move on to that. So if there's no more questions about drums, I think that's pretty much sound. I think I pretty much covered everything in there. It's really like they're not that complex. So yeah, the effects, as I was saying, Splice has probably just sorted all these out for me. That's just some Ramzoid. Ramzoid's a sick producer. He puts out sample packs as well. Just some like weird, like lippy kind of downward spiral thing. This is another Ramzoid. I'd obviously just got the Ramzoid sample pack or something. Just some weird, like kind of static sample thing. With Space Designer reverb on it. This is cool. This is just like another little. It's just like an atmosphere. Fucking. Yeah, just cut an atmosphere basically and put some reverb on it. So that sounds pretty like eerie. It's just like a kind of weird eerie intro. There's really nothing to it apart from just effects, which you're probably gonna. By the end of this, I feel like people are just gonna be like, "You're actually not that good of a producer because you don't actually like your intros. There's not much to them apart from just like weird sounds." This one, I call this distinct effects because it just sounds like. It sounded like something he used in one of his tunes. I found it in one of like a sample pack, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds like something he used before." And it's quite a cool little thing to have it like just at the end of a phrase. So I've got it here, just when it goes. Whatever. I don't know. It just kind of ends off the bar. I think it sounded pretty cool. Little sub fall here. Another sample. Obviously, when I made this tune, I was feeling pretty lazy because I didn't do any of it myself. So, just a sub note that I just dropped in there, like a little bass fall. They're always pretty good, obviously. The thing with them, you've got to be careful because some people just chuck them in and they make them bare loud. I know, is it gone all shitty? Oh, okay, it started glitching out for me. Is everything fucking alright on the stream? I hope it is. Please, just tell me if it's sound in the chat. Yeah, so the thing with these subfalls, it's all glitching out on my screen. It's like going right really. As long as everyone can hear me, I don't care if I can't see it, but as long as everyone can, as long as it's fine for everyone, like the internet lagging a little, fuck's sake. The internet should be pretty sound like in this graph, but full sound. Sometimes camera lags a bit. Okay, all right, I'll ignore it. I'll just go on and just tell me in the chat. 'Cause obviously, I don't want to just like ramble on about because I will literally go on about something and then I'll look up and there'll be like 2 viewers and sound. So just tell me if it's all shit, if it all goes to shit in the chat. Right, yeah. So what was I saying? The thing has the thing with these little subfull things, people go a bit mad and they just they put them like just before a drop. Obviously, that's what I've done here. Where is it? Here. So just got to be careful, because if you have these subfulls before the drop, or like in a breakdown, they're fine. Make them as fucking loud as you want, because like, that doesn't matter. But before a drop, you don't want it to be too loud, and you don't, because subfulls obviously they go through every frequency, every lower frequency. So in a club, that will sound fucking mad, and like that, if it sounds louder than the actual sub you've got going on in the drop, which some people sometimes they do these mad subfulls because they just drag them in and they don't really test like how loud they are. The sub sounds mad, and then when it drops, everyone in the club's heard this like crazy like bass, and then they hear the drop, and it doesn't compare to it at all. So you just got to be careful with stuff like that. But obviously they're pretty good. They're just like kind of give it like. You kind of know the drop's coming when you hear one of them. You're like, oh shit, shit's about to go down. So yeah, this little fucker here. Oh yeah, that one there. So obviously everyone's probably heard that quite a bit. I'm gonna keep using that. It's so sick. I've used that in literally like every tune I've made for the past few years. Like this little switch on riser the Virtual Art made. Oh, so sick. So like I need to learn how to make some. Like making risers, I think is like one of the hardest things. Like it's not hard, but like making one that actually sounds mad. Like I don't even know how I'd make that. Like how it sounds like a kind of. It sounds like when you used to play COD and you fucking put on your night vision and you switch it on and fucking everything went green. So, oh, it's scatting out again. I hope everyone can actually hear me. Anyway, yeah. So that's what that is. That would be cool. That would be fucking. Someone's probably done that before, but like a night vision goggles turning on would probably be quite a cool little riser. So yeah, steal that idea if you want. Just risers all in, just a couple risers, a little vocal sample of some woman screaming. That's pretty cool. I like doing stuff like that, like just getting a vocal and like build up that sound. Like it just builds more tension, obviously. Then you got a little vacuum. This is a sick little riser. I can't remember where I found this. That's literally just like an actual vacuum, which is cool. So big ups whoever made that, because I definitely didn't. And then I don't know what this is here. Just another little, just weird little shit going on. Like none of it really. Altogether, it sounds cool. I think the trick with like having effects, like some people just use like 2-3 risers and make them really loud, and like I don't know, they never really blend together. I think if you use them all quite subtly like this, obviously there's like all of these here together create like quite a cool little build up. On their own they wouldn't be that sick. Like obviously that's quite a, like not unique sound, but like you can't just get that in one. You can't find a sample of that, can you? You can't. So you've got to like be selective and put them all together. Like don't make them too loud as well. Like there's like some people just don't get that. Some people I think in their head think the louder the riser is, the fucking like more suspense there's gonna be, and like the more crazy. Like people are gonna be like, oh shit, like that's a fucking loud riser. Like I'm really ready for the drop now, like more so than I would be if it was just a bit quieter. But it actually takes away from the drop more. Like if your riser into your drop is bare loud, and then it just hits the drop and it's like the same volume as, obviously it won't feel the same. Like in a club, obviously the frequencies of a kick drum will and a sub bass at the same time will fucking hit you a lot harder than a mid-range riser. But if they're the same volume, it will just pierce people's ears. And like the thing with risers, I think just be careful, don't make them too loud. Less is more, and yeah, don't go crazy with them because it doesn't really help, I don't think, at all. So if anyone has any questions at all about this is just the clear the space sample. So this is just Biggie.
Just in case.
Shall I extend it and see how it sounds?
Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. The sky is the limit, and you know that you just keep on pressing on.
Nice. Sky's the limit. Notorious B.I.G. I don't know where I found that. I mean, just probably on the internet somewhere. But just obviously loop that.
Just in case. Just in case.
5 watching. Fuck, are you joking? Why is it 5 people watching? It's going mad. So, come on, what is going on? Oh, it's so annoying. What has happened here? Bugged out a second. Sorry about that. It refreshed, I think. Lol. Right, keeps refreshing on mine. Didn't even notice the watch. God. That's annoying. I'm sorry for just refresh so everyone's just reconnecting. Right, I'll just wait till everyone reconnects. Sorry about that. I mean, I'll just go through this. It's only a fucking Biggie sample. Literally just been jumpy for about a minute. Still on here. Sorry for anyone who's still on here. Like, there's 5 people who's gonna hear me fucking talk about nothing for like 5 minutes. 22 back. Okay. Let me fucking just chat in here quickly. So guys, you can watch back when I upload. Right. So
just in case.
25.
Just in case. Just in case. Just in case.
So this bit here, fucking Logic's flexi time doing wonders.
Just in case. Just in case.
That sounds pretty sick, I think. When I did that, I was like, oh, man. Sometimes that can sound really good. Sometimes it can sound absolutely gash. So just be careful. Yeah, sorry to anyone who still isn't. There's 24 back. I have like 30. So to the 6 people who aren't in the stream, just watch back this bit if you wanted to catch up on it. Keeps having its moments. Don't we fucking all? So you can't really blame anyone there. So yeah, that's basically the effects, and that's just the same throughout, and then it's just repeated throughout, like different bits of it. Don't go mad with risers. Oh well, this is something that I don't really do. Like people sometimes, I don't really like to use many risers in the actual drop. I think it's just better to let the basses breathe and like don't clutter it too much. What effects are on the vocals? Not a lot, I don't think. Not a lot at all. So with vocals, I'm the worst person to ask about vocals, not like vocal processing, because I really don't know like what people use on them. Like you said, Biggee's vocals usually cause that. Okay, I'll do that after. So vocals, compressor, obviously,
just in case,
just to control the peaks.
Just in case. Just in case.
I literally compress everything apart from drums. Like that's just how it is. Logic compressor is actually really good. Little trick that so when you open it, it looks like this. Click on graph, and then you can see.
Just in case.
You can see the peaks. That it's like you can see how it's working, and then obviously the more you turn up and down the threshold, the more it will work, and the more it won't work, and what it will control and everything.
Just in case. Just in case. Just in case. Just in case. Just in case.
So that's obviously a sound shifter. That's the only one I really use. Waves, sound shifter pitch. It's pretty good. I don't really know any others, so I just use that one. EQ, literally just take out the low end because it's probably not very nice.
Just in case.
You can't even really hear it. That's just habit. Take out the low end of most things if you don't need it. And then
just in case. Just in case. Just in case. Just in case.
Just a soft wall reverb. in Logic Space Designer. If anyone, I don't know how many people in here you actually use Logic, but if you don't use Space Designer, then you're missing out because it's fucking so sick, and I use it on everything. Okay, I think 23. Oh, that's so big. Obviously I don't want people to miss out on actually watching this. So if you have missed out, then just go back and watch it. So, right. If there's no more questions on that, I mean, I've got this bit here. It's just more everything all at once and different, like, back together.
Just in case. 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 Clear the space.
So, yeah, that's that. And then, honestly, the next bit is just the same bit repeated, basically just more or less the same. Without the drum, obviously, you can see I've muted all the drums there. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't ask Vamos' thing. Right, so that is... So to stretch it, let me just do it with this. So, for example, what you need to do is click on here, which is flexi time, flexi whatever. You need to click this, which enables, that turns it on, and change it to polyphonic. That's the best one. And then go top right corner. So let's just listen to it on its own.
Clear the space.
And then just got to drag it. Say let's make it. Obviously, it's like one beat at the moment. Let's make it whole bar.
Clear the space.
See, that doesn't really work the same as the other one did.
Just in case.
Some sound good. Sometimes it sounds good. Sometimes it doesn't. That's just how it goes. Obviously, it just depends on the quality of the audio sample and how it chops it, how it like processes it. Do you ever use buses for reverbs, delays? No, literally never. I'm so against buses because it just confuses the fuck out of me. Because I hate like how you have a mix on a bus as well, and like, I just get confused with like. I'd rather just like if your computer can handle it, then I would recommend literally just doing it all on separate channels. So you have it's more complicated, and it's like yeah, it's more complicated, but and it clutters more and it uses more CPU. But I would seriously recommend just doing it all like that. Obviously, so look, these are basically buses here. So what I've got is drums. This is just so I organise it all. So drums, synths and instruments, bass, and then effects. And you can put, that's basically, doesn't mean, that is the same. So these like are basically buses anyway. So like with this one, I've got like a multi-band compressor on all the basses. Drums, I've got reverbs. So yeah, I don't really use buses, so I'm not really the best person to give advice on like busing stuff. Like if you use Logic, I'd advise literally just putting everything into a group like this, and then that's basically a bus. Like this is a drum bus. That's a drum bus with a reverb on it, and it's got no mix and anything. Like, I don't really know. Like the whole bus thing has always confused me, and like I know what it is, but I just don't. I don't need to use it, so I just don't. Do you put any processing effects on any of the effects, or is it just an EQ to take out the line? Literally, like, effects usually sound pretty sick. If they're off like splice or like sample packs, effects are usually pretty decent. Like this riser. Honestly, like you're gonna like figure out that the way I produce really isn't that complicated. Apart from like the sound design and stuff, like. All the other bits are just EQ, reverb, and compression. It's all about sample selection. That's literally all it's about, I think. So if you find some good samples, put them together, take out the frequencies you don't need, give it a bit of reverb, compress it before all of that, and make sure nothing jumps out. And like that in terms of like effects and like little like weird sounds and shit. That's all you need to do, I think. So yeah, right. So sound design, basses, and everything. I'm scared to do this. I think my laptop's just gonna fucking start going skits when I try and go through serum patches and stuff. But we will try my best. Well, I'll try my best. So the first bit, this is, I've just remembered this bit. This is the only bit of instrumentation I've got. Which is you know what that is. And then so I've got that, and then I have the just a little like teaser of the bass coming in. Obviously opening up the filter as it goes more towards the drop. This lead, so basically with this, like I added this in quite towards the end. This little like portamento lead, like whiny little cunt. Just basically, I've made the melody of the drop. This tune's actually bare old. Like I'm going to show you quickly before we go into that. I'm going to show everyone the first. I don't know if anyone remember. I put up a clip of it on Twitter so long ago, like absolutely ages ago. Hey look, there's dark skin okay. This is what Clear the Space actually sounded like. So it didn't start. The first drop was like the middle drop, and then it was mad. It had like 4 different drops, and I just thought it was like a bit crazy. Oh, they automated to fade in. Yeah, so everything that you hear is automated. I can show you the automation if you want. It's a bit boring, but like, right, let me. If I can't find it, I'll just sack it off. But like, update made something. This was it. So like, I think I had a writer's block.
Just in case. 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 Clear the space. Clear the space.
See, I like that. I don't know. I could make that into a VIP, to be honest, because I still have the project file. So that's what it did sound like. And then I had the drop that I had at the moment just in the middle, and then I had like then I had the scatty like middle drop right at the end. But I thought no one will listen. The middle bit's the best bit, and no one will listen to it. So yeah, I took it out, and I could maybe use it as a VIP in the future. Fuck knows. But yeah, so I made this, obviously. Hello there. Good. Bit laggy, but it's going alright. Yeah. What did you get from? Sounds beautiful. Right, so with this bass here, obviously I made this melody. And then I literally just dragged that over here to this lead that I made in Serum, and I used it, obviously like teased it. So that is literally just, I don't, no one probably cares about this. It's just a Serum patch. It's like 2 things going at once with a filter. That's just there. That there is like a massive. That's like a massive wavetable, and that's just a basic like triangle fucking wavetable. Dude, that sounds better, I think. Yeah, maybe. But I thought that this was probably better. I think at the time when I made it, like this tune's bare old. This tune's like over a year and a half old. So at the time, this sound was like well popular. I think I might have released this tune a bit too late, but whatever. So yeah, let's do the drop.
Clear the space.
The old dolphin. Could you show FX tab into me? Haha. Harry Mother, I can do that in a sec. I'll show the FX tab for a few of them. Can you show us more within the sound design within Serum, mate? Oh, hold your horses, everyone. Don't you worry. I'm gonna go through that. I'm not gonna I'm not just gonna flick it up and then just take it away straight away. Right, so let's go through the sub first. I'm gonna make everyone wait for the juicy bits. So the sub is simple as fuck, and it's the best way to do a sub. I don't think you need to overcomplicate it. So the sub is just the sine wave preset turned all the way up. Honestly, the most fucking annoying thing what I spend most of my time doing with a sub on projects is working out what attack and delay is like the best for each tune, and it takes up so much of my time. And like, I think it's so important. I think it's so important to have the sub basically correlate to the mid bass that's above it, because if the sub is like hitting before the actual other bass, if it's going like that and then the other one hits, it just sounds fucking shite. And like, I hear a lot of tunes that the sub doesn't really sit below, it doesn't like correlate to the actual basses above it. I just don't think it sounds good. And then obviously in a rave, like if you've got the sub hitting, like fucking thumping you in the chest, and then you can hear like the other basses on top not really going in time, it just doesn't sound right. So I spend a lot of time making sure that the sub is perfectly in time. Like sometimes it's literally impossible to do that, and it takes too long, and I just give up. But like most of the time, yeah. So on the effects, just a diode, distortion, and then just EQ it, take out the high end. You obviously just do that with all the subs. Doesn't matter how much, but like you just really don't need that up there. Doesn't do anything. Overdrive, just compress it. So compress it first to take away. I don't know. I don't even really compress my subs that much. This is just an old project. Like I feel like I've compressed it a bit too much in this, but because you just don't need to really that much. Another compressor to sidechain. That is literally. Oh yeah, so sidechaining. Let's just talk about that quickly. I know it's such a simple thing, but like people go a bit too crazy with it. So that's with the kick. Obviously, that's all that matters is the kick, sidechaining the sub. That is the only thing I sidechain is my kick to my sub. You don't need to do anything else, I don't think, unless you're making like some fucking EDM, like, or if you're, or like, I don't know. Only if it's a low, if the kick sounds like it's clashing with something, just then sidechain it. But otherwise, you can probably just do it with an attack, with the attack or delay of whatever the patch is. But yeah, so go back to if you use Logic, use the graph, and then you can check like how much it's dipping. Obviously, I only like it to dip a tiny bit. I don't want it to be like you don't want it to be going mad, because you just want it to dip out just while the kick hits. So yeah, right. Let's do the main bass. This one here. Fucking hell. I feel like I might need a better computer to do these streams because they just get a bit intense. Right, so obviously that's the main melody there. Fucking hell, I'm out of breath from talking so much. Right, so this patch, I feel like it's not. I feel like everyone's gonna be disappointed. I don't think this patch is really that crazy. Cause and effect. Okay, so yeah, this bass, I think obviously I've made a patch called Cause and Effect. I think it's when everyone was like gassing about that Battle VIP tune, and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try and make like a similar bass and like make it my own though. I think I made one and I obviously saved it, and then this isn't the bass that I made, but I obviously just worked on it and fucking made it better. So what we've got going on is one LFO. You only really need one for like a kind of sound like this. Obviously that is like a little wompy kind of whoop whoop, like whoop. So that's on the level. We've got two oscillators. We've got one that is just on like that's just the root note 000 additive mix, which is that's just a massive wavetable. If you have Serum and you haven't downloaded the massive wavetables, then I would highly recommend doing that because they're sick. And if you do that, then you can basically, it makes Massive completely obsolete, because if you can get all the wavetables that Massive has, then what is the fucking point of Massive? Because you can basically do everything, apart from maybe like a few effects inside of it. You can just do that all in Serum anyway. So, and I use the Massive wavetables in like so many of my bases because they're actually really good. They're like the only thing out of Massive that I was like, okay, I still want to use them. So this is like 18 additive mix. I think that is just there, and then this is just bottom end. I don't know what that is. I think it's just a wavetable from one of these. I'm not going to find it because I literally don't know where it is. But I mean, if you really wanted to make that, you could just draw that. You can click the pencil here and you can draw your own wavetable in Serum. So if you wanted to make that a little, like whatever the fuck that is, you can make it. So you've got this effect. So this is what a lot of people don't realise. With sounds like this, you don't have to just. Some people don't have anything affecting this one here. So look how shit this would sound. I bet it sounds rubbish. So that sounds absolutely shy. So what people do is like they kind of just like, obviously they've got this. This is up by 3 octaves. Obviously this is the oscillator that is doing the FM on. So this is like FM modulating, frequency modulating to this wavetable, which is up by 3 octaves and 4 semitones. Where do you get them from? What wavetables? Literally just like search online. Claybrook fucking makes how do you get Massive for Serum? This is all stuff. Literally just Google it. Like wavetables are so you can make your own wavetable, and in Serum as well you can import a wavetable. Is literally just Google Massive wavetables. Basically it's so like just Google wavetables for anything. Like I've been using the same wavetables. I haven't downloaded any new ones for like a year and a half because I've just downloaded so fucking many. And you can genuinely do so much with so little, like such simple wavetables. You can just like, you don't need to have mad ones. Like, I don't know, a good pack, maybe Virtual Riot. These are all pretty mad. He's a sick producer. He does loads of fucking wavetables. So just go through them, have a look. It's just about experimentation, like, honestly. I can't remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, so yeah, sorry, I got distracted there. That's my fault. What a lot of people don't do is use this oscillator as well, because they just assume that because it's being used for FM that it's not very useful. And I remember the first time I did this. I remember I dragged like this on. I'm like, look. That sounds like just so much better, and I genuinely do that for most of my basses. Like, if you use both at once, or like just blending them together, it's all about experimentation. That is the main thing. Like, just experiment and just do stuff that you wouldn't usually expect would sound good, because a lot of the time it does. So yeah, and then I've got a little. This is just on the FM as well. Sometimes that sounds really good. Can you play the main bass without all the processing chain on channel? Show myself. Yeah, I can. That's a good idea. See, yeah, questions like that are good because it just like reminds me. Otherwise, I'm just going to ramble about stuff. So obviously, yeah, there's the processing chain. I'll talk about that after. I'm going to talk about it all. Sorry, I'm going into a lot of detail, but like obviously, I think that's probably the best thing to do. There's a fucking lot of effects on this. So yeah, got the FM. Sometimes what I do is add the little LFO, maybe not the same one I've used for these, but add an LFO onto the FM, not too much, because see, that still doesn't even sound that good, but it flicks up a little bit, and it gives it that, it kind of like hits the top end of the frequency and it comes back down again, so it kind of, I don't even know, like it just gives it like, just experiment, and do things that sometimes you wouldn't think would sound good, but they do. So yeah, let's go through the Serum ones first. We've got tube distortion, we've got a phaser, we've got a multi-band compressor, we've got comb filter, and we've got reverb. That is like a standard processing chain for me, really. I like, if people are planning on like literally going through and copying like the whole thing, I like, it probably won't. This processing chain will sound good on this bass. Like, it literally depends on each different bass you make. Like you can't just use the same. You can use the same like order, and you can use the same kind of like ideas, but it just doesn't work. Like sometimes that compressor on a different bass will sound better at the start, and then the comb filter, and then the distortion. It literally just depends, and it all depends on the order. So you can move these in order here. I usually always do distortion first. Tube distortion, yeah, pretty good one. That's one of the like decent ones on Serum. Phaser, people don't really use phasers that much, but they're sick. Oh shit. Would you start from the top down? Yeah, so top down, do it in order, do everything in order, top to bottom. Do things how you like logically you'd think it would work. So like distortion, you don't want to put all these effects on it and then distort the fuck out of it, because you just think that will sound mad. Can you explain unison a bit? I'm not going to explain every single aspect of sound design in this stream, because I'm going to do like a dedicated sound design stream and stuff like in the future. But I can explain it for this this patch, obviously. Unison, just keep them the same, and don't try not to detune them too much, because you can detune, you can make things wider without detuning it loads, and the more you detune it, the harder it is for it to sound good in mono. Keep the blend down as well. Keep these things down, because I think keep the bass patch like this bit here. Keep that pretty simple. Maybe turn them all off and bring it in at a time. Yeah, sure. So yeah. Oh, that sounds so shit. So basically, obviously, there you can see the main fucking geezer in that thing is the compressor, the multi-band compressor, and that is the same for a lot of my basses. So, do you know what? Fuck it. Let's do all of them. Let's get rid of that because I don't. Let's do all of them at once. See, that literally that like it's mad. Post processing is, and you've probably heard this a million times before, but post processing is the fucking absolute tits, and it is the main driving force behind any sound sounding good. So look, that's the patch with no. That's just that that sound. Obviously, you can hear the fucking like some of the harmonics, but compressor, overdrive. It actually all really kind of comes together in the last three here. I think, yeah, those are the most important things out of out of this rack. The compressor, just play around with that. Don't go too mad, because it can actually completely fuck the sound. Like I always keep the mixer I never have the mix at 100, because you don't want it just going crazy, because sometimes it can bring out some really like horrible like harmonics and shit. Comb filter, play around with this bad boy. Comb filter plus, or any of them. Actually, any of these that down here, these are mad, and these will change your sound so much. If you automate some of these, if you had like a long like kind of growly bass and you automated, had like an LFO doing something on like the mix or the cutoff, even the resonance. I look. Oh shit. So what that does, it gives it like the whole metallic. Obviously, a big part of my sound design is like that kind of like metallic-y sound. So just the comb filter combined with the reverb really does just give it that kind of like, it gives it that width without you actually making it really wide and like really detuned. So yeah, would you do all Serum FX first then go to VST processing? No. So what I'd do is just save a project as new and just use the same shit over and over. So like typically on a bass patch, what I've been using for the past like year is EQ. EQ compress it does so it doesn't go skits and like jump about everywhere. Overdrive sometimes if the bass is quite quiet, otherwise, or you could just turn it up. And obviously this patch is quite turned up. Obviously it's quite a quiet patch. Fab filter Saturn, that's just a little preset on it, nothing major. Makes it a bit brighter. Isotope ozone trash. I don't even know. That's just a preset as well. Push pull half the way down in the mix. What was the difference between dedicated kind filters and serum and all the individual ones? Do you mean like this kind filter here, or like, and then all the? I don't really know what you mean by that. I don't think there is a difference, to be honest. I think this is just a different, like, this is just like a visual way of doing it. This is like, and down here is just the extra filter. So like, you compress different synths together separately, compress everything. Oh, so wait, I'll go on to that. I multi-band compress every single bass in a. I'm gonna get onto that. I'll get onto that question again because I'm gonna go through what I do to the bass. I actually do bus everything to a multi-band compressor. The one under miscellaneous. Ah, mad. See, I didn't even know that was a thing. I have no idea. I really don't know. I don't think it really matters. I think genuinely just fuck about. Just fuck about and see what sounds good. I don't actually know the difference. I think it's a comb filter at the end of the day, so just do it. If it sounds good, then do it. If not, then don't. Just experiment. That's how I make most of my sounds. It's literally just a lot of playing around and making loads of noise. Right, next bass is this one. That Taiki main. I don't know. Well, Taiki. I don't know. It doesn't really even sound. It probably started off sounding like a Taiki like bass, and it doesn't really. I don't even know what that sounds like anymore. It's like quite a harmonic, weird little thing. Same plugins as before. Fucking hell. I haven't looked at these bass patches in ages, so I don't really know. See, look, basically the exact same. FM from this oscillator B to oscillator A. This time just 2-4 instead of 3-4. Play around with these, find out which one sounds good. Obviously the 4 sounds better. 7, 0, 4, 7, 10 and 12. Obviously that's the root note, the 4th, the 7th, and then the 5th is actually the 5th, the 3rd, the 5th, and then no, it's not. I don't know what I'm talking about. 4th, 7th, 10th. Plus 4 always sounds mad. A lot of people don't realise that you can go obviously to the 4 and to the 7 and to the 10. And that always produces some nice results. You can go to any number. It doesn't matter. Who cares? There's no rules. If you wanted to go to fucking 9, that sounds fucked at the moment, but I bet I could get that to sound actually right. Maybe not. I don't know why. So like, I bet I could do that because I probably won't be able to. No, I'm going to give up on that already. But sometimes I have used +9 and it does work. So, yeah, cool trial and error. +4 on the octave. Out of key in 9. Yeah, it is out of key, but I've done that a few times. I've used 9 and it actually sounds sick because sometimes wavetables are just really like detuned anyway, so they just. +9 can honestly plus anything +3 can sound good. +9 it does, yeah. Like some bassline basses literally sound like completely fucking out of key. Like there's so many harmonics. Like it doesn't matter. Like if it sounds mad, then do it. Is what I say. Is my motto. The effects rack in there is pretty much the same. Flanger, I didn't even use that. So. Phaser, no reverb on this one because it's more of a dry sound. I've changed it a bit now, but I'm not going to save it, so it doesn't really matter. Little down sample, which is this one here. That always sounds mad. You can. I'm going to go into, when I do my sound design, I'll explain that a bit more. But that's a really good one to use. Basically, gives it like an extra harmonics. No matter how out of tune oscillators, or do you just take the note as what it's down in the MIDI? I don't know. I don't really know what I mean by that. No matter how out of tune oscillators are, you just take the note as what it's down as in MIDI. Yeah. So like, obviously, I'll just rule of thumb. Obviously, I would just do it like. I wouldn't start going like fucking. If it's not like I'll do the most basses I do will be +2, +4, like +3, +7, like whatever. Like it really just depends on how it sounds. Like it depends on what wavetables you're using and like how you've got it sounding. Like literally, only do something if it sounds good or if you want it to sound like that. I don't really understand the entire what you mean by that, Ben, but I hope that answered your question. If not, then I'm sorry. So I don't know really what you mean. That one, these two are pretty shit. Like they're not really. The sub following your MIDI of the bass. Yeah, the sub follows the MIDI of the bass in this. People like Taiki and like can show the combination of the bass with the sub and how you've made them sit nicely together. Good question. Good. Yeah, because I was banging on about that, wasn't I? Oh yeah, so if it's detuned, I'll just keep the sub the same, unless I don't think I've ever had to change the MIDI. I think once when I'm like a few times in a new tune, I made a respace, and it actually sounded it was more in key, a semitone down because it was so fucking far apart. Because it was so detuned because the oscillators were so far apart. It was so detuned. It actually sounded better in a different key, which was really confusing, and I really didn't like it. But I just had to go with it. So yeah, honestly, getting them to sound the same. They're playing at the same time. The attack on this is 171. The attack on this is, I don't know, 177. But obviously, it's following this. It's following this LFO more than that envelope. So it's just about get the mid bass to sound how you want, like attack wise, and then try and just listen to the sub. Put your fingers on your monitors. Put your fingers on your on the cones of your monitors, and just feel where if the sub is like hitting right. I always do that. No one, I don't know if that's a thing people do, but like if you put, it's like having a sub pack. If you just put your two fingers on the cone of your speaker, you can feel the sub properly and feel if it's cutting through and if it's actually pretty powerful and if it's sitting well beneath your mid basses. But yeah, if you mean show the combination, they're literally it follows the same. It follows the same route. It says it does the exact same thing. Oh fuck that patch now. It sounds well reverby. That's a mad tip. Honestly, fuck spending all that money on a sub pack because they're just a bit annoying. If you genuinely, I do it. I think I'm actually addicted to doing it. It feels mad. Because it kind of feels like you're in a club, not in a club, but obviously a big part of sub bass and how a tune goes off in a club is how it feels, not how it sounds. It's how the sub kind of hits people and how the kick and the sub work together. I always cross my mind. Honestly, I think I might have a thing for my right. It's always my right one. I don't know what it is about him, but jeez, he needs to stop looking at me because he's gonna get silent himself. But I'm gonna stop saying stuff about my monitors. But yeah, do that and feel how the sub is reacting to the kick and underneath your fucking mid basses. Let's do the dolphin bass. Let's go through that one. I don't think you're going to be very impressed with my description of this one because I don't actually know how I made it. Fuck! Obviously it wasn't having a very good day when I made this one. Fuck you, Logic, you cunt. Let's see what this one sounds like. Oh, I can't, wait. Oh, it's a fart. That's just some distorted, like, basic thing. I think that's what... I think someone said, like, someone in the chat was like, oh, that's a mad... that's a mad first hit. I think that's what the first hit was of the original Clear the Space. I'm kind of interested to see what some of these bass patches are going to be. That's shit. Well, that's a cool one. That sounds like a, like, that's it, that's like a, like an offbeat kind of reverby tune. Oh, I made a tune with this bass ages ago. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked, but like... That's a cool one. I tried to use that. I remember I played... I think Ben was there actually. I think when we first played at Tank, Depths and New Bass, I had a tune and like Zinc wanted it to put on his label, but I was... So yeah, that's that one. Goof. What's this one? That definitely doesn't sound like... Actually, that does it a little bit. That's pretty sick. I was about to say, I remember this one. Yeah, that sound actually sounds pretty mad in the club. Can you show the Taiki main bass? You should make a sample pack with all your spare bass hits. Not a bad idea. That's the sort of initiative I need you guys to come up with. Like, I need you to give me ideas because I was gonna give away like something at the end of the stream, and like if you want me to give away like samples or like me, I probably won't do presets because then I want you to like do it yourself. I want you to like make things yourself and shit. I don't want to just give samples away, but like not to give presets away. See, that just sounds fucked, but like... See, look, there you go, that's a perfect example. +8, it still sounds mad. Oh, get fucked! Shall I just do a stream one day of just making like absolutely insane sounds? Because that would be really fun. I'm gonna fucking save that. Stream bass 1. That's fun. Alright, that's just gonna I'll get distracted and start going mad. Sex lead. Sounds like a distinct kind of bass. Give me strength. Oh yeah, look, these are the basses here in the second one. I hate Logic. Oh my god, listen to this. Fuck, some of these sounds are actually fucked. I should probably come back and save some of these. I need to do that. I need to go through and save some of these sounds because I make them and I just forget about them. That's true. I might use that as a tune. Do you actually? How come there's loads of channels with basses which aren't in the actual track? Because literally, that's what I mean. I'll go through and I'll just duplicate and just experiment and have my keyboard there and just be like, that's so evil. I'll just go through and like, meth sounds orgasmic. How does your CPU cope with these basses? At the moment, it actually doesn't. Please show us meth. That's so funny. Ah, right, meth. That sound is fucked. Right, I'll show you. Oh my god. I don't even know. You can try and recreate that if you want, but I don't even know. Yeah, meth sounds like your I Enter remix. I don't think I've ever used meth in real life or in any of my tunes. So, but yeah, how many tracks do you reckon are actually used in the track? Honestly, look how mad it looks. This is 102, but I reckon I could get rid of at least like 40 of these. I like it just all spaced out though anyway. Some tunes, honestly, I've made a tune recently. I might show it at the end. I've made this tune. It's a remix and it is, it's got like 130 channels and I genuinely think I've used like at least 100 of them. A bit mad. I would take meth out on a lovely date. Right, so, yeah, honestly, me, meth and my little fucking right cone on my HS7 are going to have a mad one later. Because I'm going to come back and try and use that. Anyway, look, enough, I'm getting distracted. Let's do the dolphin sample bass thing. Same, roughly the same patch there, the same processing. Oh shit, it's fucking run away again. This one's mad, so look. See, that's just a like an example of experimenting. Like -3 is F like is. So it kind of goes like a respace in a way. Like it kind of starts modulating like crazily and like. And obviously it's just pitch bend. Oh, that would sound mad. Like that sounds like some kind of like dubstep tune. Yeah, so that's that. Just another. These are just random wavetables. I can't be asked to go through and show you each wavetable because that is just. I don't even know. Like this tune is like 1.5 years old. I think this is from maybe one of these Cymatics ones. Some of them are really good. Some of them are really bad. It's generally just about finding out which ones are good. Partial sines. I mean, that's just a sine wave. So yeah, that's basically what that is. And obviously it just opens up. Yeah, that's that. This one here is just like a little offbeat. The release on that isn't very good at all. I don't know what's happened there. Okay, I'm not going to bother trying to fix that. That is just. That's not even anything. That could disappear. That oscillator could go away and it would still sound the same. That's just a wavetable with loads of distortion and loads of like a filter in it and loads of distortion and multi-band compression and trash and all that good stuff. I'm glad there's still 25 people in here. That's sick. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been so far been pretty decent. So hope the connection's been alright as well. Right, I'm going to move on to. I kind of want to do a little bit of Untitled DJ Weapon, even though most of it is basically stems. If there's any more questions anyone's got about this project, please ask me now because I'm going to try and do like half an hour. I haven't even eaten dinner yet, so I'm very hungry. But I'm going to try and do like half an hour of Untitled DJ Weapon. So let's do the second, well, the middle drop, the only other drop there is. So let's listen to it.
Just in case. Clear the space.
So yeah, scatty is the word that comes to mind. Gov bass does sound like a bit DJ Govy, doesn't it? Like jump uppy kind of. This drop is so random, but it just works. Mastering. What do you mean mastering? I'm not gonna do mastering. Like, if I just told everyone how to master, then I'd never ever master anyone's tunes ever again. You can just if you want to learn how to master, just YouTube it and practice as well. It's my 2 top tips. So this bass here, yeah, if there's any more questions, just let me know now. Otherwise, I'm just going to finish off going through these basses here, because these are like the last couple that I think really are in the tune. Do you EQ all the synths differently? Honestly, not really. Like you can tell here, so like low cut. Most of the basses I low cut. Oh shit! See, that actually sounds good. With sometimes you can actually get away with having the bass sound good with the sub. Like if you leave the sub in. Oh, that sounds fat. But obviously, I've taken that out. Yeah, can you explain EQing of a bass a bit? Yeah, so EQing, typically what I'll do is take out the low end because do you mix down as you go, or do you do fresh mix at the end? Okay, I'll do all these. So EQ, basically, look, if you go through, if you just look in the corner here, it's all roughly the same. Like, I'll take out bits that I don't need. So like with this bass, I wanted more mid. Oh, fuck. I wanted more mid, so I boosted that. This is all boosted. I haven't really taken anything out of this, but then say for this bass here, more harmonics. No, let's see. So look, the main bass. I literally just took out this bit here. Just takes away from that kind of harsh mid to high sound that you don't really need. It's more, I think the high end is always very important in the mid, but it's something that kind of like this kind of bit here, like just be careful sometimes because that doesn't really sound amazing if it's really like loud. And I'll show you that at the end actually. The last thing I'll show you is the multi-band compressor that I've got on the bass bus. Do you mix down as you go or do you do fresh mix at the end? So basically my mix down process is if I'm making a tune, it will probably I'll mix down as I go, but it will most likely be mixed down. Apart from if I make new basses or like if I'm adding in new stems, I will mix it down. Like I can't listen to a tune if it's not mixed down properly. So like if I can't work on it if it's not mixed down. How do you load the massive Serum wavetables into Serum, please? Honestly, mate, just YouTube it. Like it's all on Google and stuff. Like. It's not hard. Just Google how to just YouTube how to load wavetables into Serum. You have to put them in a folder somewhere and then load them in. So yeah, I mix down as I go along, and I just can't work on something if it doesn't sound like mixed down properly. So I'll just do that as I go along, and it's literally mixed down. My mix down process is making things louder and quieter. Look, so that's probably what the extent of it here. Like the bass bus, I just turned it down by 2.5. It was probably a bit too loud, so it's nice having all the basses in a group, but you can just turn them all down at once. Like if it's too loud or it gets a bit too mental, like turn it down, make sure it fits in nicely. Like it all sits in nicely with the drums. Oh shit! Oh my god, Jesus wept.
Clear the space.
Oh, that's the last drop. Okay. So let me just show you how to do this quickly. Or not how to do it, but like what I've done. Is that what you've been all this time? Just trying to figure out how to get the fucking massive wavetables in. That's so funny. Nah, it's so, like, just YouTube it after the video, man. And you'll figure it out. Gov bass. Scatty. 3/7 again, sine wave, 15, 12 unison. Like, that's just voices. How many oscillators are playing at once? Depends. If you want to have loads, you can. Sometimes it makes a difference. Sometimes it doesn't. As I said, just try it out. See what sounds good. Acid. This is a sick. I'll tell you which wavetable this is. It's a massive one. Acid 02. Fucking sick wavetable. Yeah. So yeah. I'm not going to fuck around with this anymore because it would just fuck up the whole project, but yeah. already fucked it up. That's that one. And this one here is the last one really that matters. It's probably just the exact same. It's quite similar to that DJ God kind of one. Oh no, it's not. Mad. I don't know. I don't even know. Like some of these, I literally don't know how. Like, see, they're all just different wavetables. Like that's another massive one. That's just a massive. Oh look, so you could even make this a massive. Oh, actually, the first ever tribute actually of a DJ I was just streaming. Yeah, that's just the same again. Just massive wavetables, filtered, tube distortion. No flanges even used on that. Compressors not even used. Just these bad boys. Sometimes you only need a few things, and obviously it's the same old bits on the side. The last thing I will go through on Clear the Space, I know I've done it for an hour and a half now. I hope it's been interesting for everyone. I hope I haven't fucking rambled on about stuff too much. This is something I do a lot on my on the bass bus. So literally multi-band compression, isotope, ozone, sick multi-band compressor. And I just control all the different elements of the bass. So let me just play it. Let me just give you a quick example, and then I'll shut up. So they're all compressing different elements of the bass. And let's see, for example, if I took this away, if I just controls it, and I'll work with that on, and sometimes I forget that I'm even using it, and that is annoying because you won't. Sometimes you'll get to a point where you can't push a bass anymore, you can't make it louder, and then you'll be like, oh fuck, I've got the multi-band compressor on there, and then you kind of lay off it a bit, and then the bass you're working on sounds better, but then like 5 other basses sound shit afterwards, so you just got to be careful that you don't forget that you've got it on. But that's literally all I do to the basses, and it just controls all the different frequencies of it, and it works quite nicely. So what I'm going to do is quickly go downstairs, and I'm going to put a tune on for everyone to listen to, like a new tune if you want to listen. I'm going to put on mine and Freddie's tune. It's coming out soon, and you can listen to it, and then I'm going to load I'm going to see what. So I've got half an hour. If anyone wants to see a bit of Untitled DJ Weapon, then you can. I'm just going to go downstairs, it'll be 2 seconds. So that was mine and Freddie's tune coming out soon. Hope everyone likes it. Right, Untitled DJ Weapon. Okay, cool. We've got 23 people left. Safe for sticking around. This is filth. Thanks, Liam. Thanks, man. Right. I don't even know where to start with this because it's literally just like stems. Fucking hell. I've literally. So basically, with this tune, I made the intro. like basically made the whole intro, and then I sent it to Vellum, and he just fucking. I made an intro, and then I did like a shitty little drop with a few basses. This tune, even more so than the last one, is just literally just atmospheres, effects, risers, and weird little kind of. It's just dark. It's a dark tune in it, and like the intro is just really like spooky. So that's all it was. Anyone, if you what I'm gonna do with this tune, literally ask me a question about it. Ask me what you want to know about it, and I'll tell you, or I'll try and tell you. I bet everyone wants to know what this sound is here. They're going to be so disappointed. That weird little. Is that a weird little? Can you show the bass that falls out of tempo? I don't know what you mean by that. Do you literally mean the main bass? Because I might have a problem with that because I made it and then I sent it to Vellum and then he kind of chopped it up and did it. I did literally make that sound, and I can try and show you and try and find it. Oh, the bass that falls out of tempo. Yeah. It's not a bass. It's literally a fucking sample. I don't know where I found it. I don't even know why samples like this exist. So yeah, that's that. I'm so sorry that it was disappointing, but if you wanted to make that in Serum, you literally could, like. Let me just fucking find something. Literally, if you wanted to make something like that, let's just go to. I don't even know. Tweety Bird. No, it's not really. So you could literally do this. Trigger, BPM, turn up. So you could literally go, automate it. Something like that. If you wanted to make something fucking like weird and like falling down like that. As if that's a sample. Yeah, honestly, mate, some samples, like, you can just find some crazy shit in them. I don't even know where I found that. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, as I say, finding stuff like that just takes a lot of time and just persistence and patience. Do you compress all basses differently, then send them to a bus with the multiband? Yes, I compress them all their own. Like I control the peaks, then maybe compress it again. Like, oh look, so this is a good one to do. So look, this is the second phrase bass. That is basically the main bass anyway. I think it's just like spread out a bit more. I'm pretty sure. No. Look at that. That's basically it. So that is Charlie. I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna do a more like in-depth sound design tutorial for everyone. at some point, like another live stream, or like what I could do. I'm gonna do one-on-ones if you want to like learn properly, but like that is just literally the downsample makes that the most. The downsample and compressor combined sometimes with the comb filter just absolutely fucking makes some mad stuff. Does a sub go to a multi-band, or is that completely different? The sub also goes to a multi-band, but not really. Like, it's not. I really don't. You don't need to compress the sub that much, but it just keeps it all in check, I think. Like, so. Oh my god, I'm not going to try and do that. Wait, hold on. So yeah, that's that. The sub, yeah, the sub does go to the multi-band, but like -15 compared to like -21, so it doesn't really get affected as much. I'll show you. Like it hardly even like gets compressed. None of this really actually gets compressed that much with that one. As you can see, it doesn't really affect it that much. Whereabouts do you high pass your claps? I don't think. Just like 17. Doesn't like between there, it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't make a difference. That's just a typical like how I would EQ a clap really. A bit after that, when the hat comes in, is insane. Oh, I fucking love that hat. That's Vellum's hat there. That little like kind of housey like dancey hat. Oh, so nice. You spend a lot on external plugins. Oh, I'm not even gonna bait myself out, but I can't remember the last time I actually spent like any money on like a plugin or anything. Like I bought Native Instruments and I bought Logic, and yeah. I hope this isn't going to freeze now, because that would really upset me. Okay, yeah, it's frozen, I think. I'm going to quit that. Sorry about that, everyone. But yeah, like, it's funny. I don't even fucking have Sausage Factor. Like, if it broke on my computer ages ago, and then I just haven't even bought it again since. But that's such a sick plugin, and I need to buy it. I'm just fucking stingy, and I don't want to spend my money on stuff. Like if I can do it without it, then I don't like feel like I need to buy it, because I can just do everything that I feel like I want to do with what I've got. So yeah, but I really do. That's the one plugin I do want to buy. Sausage Factor, because it's sick, and I would recommend using. I would use that. I'd probably use that on everything if I had it, but I just don't. Have I missed any questions? No. Apart from, do you make your sounds knowing how you want them to sound, like building them around MIDI, or do you just try recreate random basses and then make the drop around the sound you've made? Honestly, both. Like sometimes I'll try and make a sound like I'll have an idea of like how I want something to sound, and I'll try and recreate it, but that is literally impossible. Like I don't really know anyone apart from like proper like mad producers who can like hear a sound in their head and go like, right, I'm gonna make that now. Like I've maybe done that like a few times before, but it's literally like it's not something I can say I could do, or like do it like on cue. But yeah, like I have an idea of like what kind of sound I want. Like for example, with the I Do Coke remix, I knew I wanted like a kind of siren, like I wanted it to be like a lead that could also play like a melody, so like da 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 da. Like I wanted it. I knew what I wanted. I just didn't know like how I wanted it to sound. I can't remember what it was. I think it was like yeah. So this is a perfect example. I heard. I remember I wanted to kind of base it off of a abstract bass. This tune is so sick. So like the lead in this, it goes like, it kind of like pitches a little bit when it's hard to explain. It's got like a portamento kind of pitch. It goes, you'll just listen. So like obviously the Audio Coke lead doesn't really sound like that. It doesn't really like sound like that, but it obviously is a lead, and it kind of has that like that first bit. It kind of goes woo. It kind of like pitches down a little bit, and it does. You can't really notice it, but if you listen, it goes da da da. Like the way it kind of, I don't know. I'm not going to bother explaining it, but like that's yeah. So like when I heard that, I was like, oh, I want to make a kind of lead. I haven't really made a tune with like a lead before, so obviously I'd have like the sound design and then the lead kind of around the kind of like ad lib basses. Can you show how you made the bass from that part, the hat part? I mean, I kind of did, didn't I? I swear I did. Did I not just go through this? Yeah, I did. Look, it's literally, I said it's just literally a downsample. Downsample distortion. Multiback. Like if you take that two off, that literally just says it all. Here's how shit that sounds. Turn that bad boy on. Turn this little cunt on. With a sub underneath it. And it sounds fat. It's just simple, like just little things like that. Like you can, it's all about the processing really. So Vipes Virtual Ray is one of the like the only guys that can make a sound bass of what he hears, and he said, yeah, maybe like Noisia probably can. I know a few people who can, like it's a skill, like it's literally a skill. Like, it's a mad skill as well, and I wish I could, but maybe one day. I don't know. It takes a lot of time, and I don't think I've got enough patience to be able to do that. If anyone has any more questions, get them in now whilst you can. Yeah, see, yeah, but there's more also. I can't go through these because they're Vellums. But obviously it is a collab, and he's a sick. Look, this is called Machine Gun. Fucking mad. So he's chopped this up. Like no, he sent me these and I chopped. So I basically did the second drop. He did the first drop. Skepsis collab at some point maybe. Yeah, I want to do one with him this year. Oh, that'd be cool. I think me and DJ Zinc are gonna do a tune, which would be interesting. That'd be sick as well. Yeah, that's what I said. I think I'm glad I didn't do this tune first, because honestly there's not a lot to show you, because this tune took so long. It took so long, and obviously you can see it's pretty manic. But money creating monitors, what could that be down to? That's a good question. I don't know. If it sounds good through headphones, it's probably because you're on like shitty headphones. If you get headphones like these, but Beyerdynamic DT80s, then nothing will ever sound good through these and bad through monitors, because they're the same. Get speakers and headphones that are like similar, because just get flat. These are flat, like they've got like no bass to them. They're so clean, and like your mix sound will improve so much. So if your tune doesn't sound like how it does, like if you make a tune on Apple like fucking white headphones, then it will sound completely shit, because there's no high end, and you'll end up boosting the high end to compensate for how there's no high end and there's loads of bass, and then when you put it on speakers it will sound fucked. So just make sure you have good speakers. Don't fucking don't produce on these either. Like unless you want the mix sound to be complete terrible, or unless you oh sorry, I was showing my Focusrite the headphones like it was a fucking webcam. AC25. Don't produce on them. I wouldn't personally. Look at me, fucking trying to show my Focusrite my headphones. Yeah. Just get some good headphones, and they will sound like your monitors. Not related, but where's the 0x Virgie collab then? Oh yeah, so we are going to do one as well at some point. Shall I show you that? If there's no more, you go through the dynamics. You know what? I'm going to go. I'm going to go through the isotope ozone. I can go through the multi-band compression again, like at a later date, because I use that in every single tune, and obviously I plan on doing a lot more tune. I want to do like more tunes in the future, maybe like in a month or maybe even like 2 weeks time if I've got free time. So if everyone wants me to do more of these and go through other tunes, then let me know. Let me know what tunes as well. But yeah, I will go through that again at some point. Yeah, so I can play the Sammy Verdi kind of if you want. There's a weird story about that. If a tune sounds good to shut up. I'm going insane. I've been talking for too long. Not track specific, but how important do you think it is to have your own sound right from your first release? Nah, honestly, not at all. Like, honestly, if you go listen back to my first like 7 or 8 releases on like Gas Bristol and like Articulate Sound and like Project All Out, like they're all really just like bassliney and like they're not. The sound design's obviously still there, but they're like the sound has just progressed a lot over the years, over like the last 2.5 years or whatever. So don't worry about if your first releases don't sound exactly like how you want to actually, like what kind of producer and what kind of sound you want to produce. Don't worry, because they never will. Like your sound is gonna evolve over time, so don't worry about that. Livesy as well, yeah, that'd be sick. Need another one with Bush Baby, you reckon? Yeah, that'd be fucking. We're gonna do a tune. I think it'll probably end up being a bit more housey though, because that's kind of what he's into these days. How loud do you have your bass compared to the drums? I mean, literally, it's not even about numbers. Like, there's no formula. You just got to use your ears. Why is that scatting out so much? It literally just use your ears. Like I like to have my bass quite loud compared to the drums. I like a lot of people when I give them feedback, ask them for feedback, they're like, "Oh yeah, turn the bass down." I don't like it, but I think you just need the bass. You want the bass to sit nicely in between the drums. You want it all to cut through. You want the bass, the snare, the hi hat, the sub, and the mid basses to just fucking like all be like the same kind of volume really, and just like. It's not about how loud they are. It's about what frequency they hit and how they cut through. Like, you could have them all the same volume, but if they were all like muddy and like not EQ'd properly, it wouldn't cut through. You need them to all have their own space to breathe, and if they do, then you just use your ears and adjust the volume accordingly. And if it sounds like, just use tracks. Like if you like the way that my bass sits in between my drums, then use my tracks as reference and base the way you mix it down. How my basses sound in the drums, and then yeah. Right, I think that's about it now. I think I'm pretty done here. Well, I'm gonna finish off. I'll try and find the Sammy Vergie collab, and then I'm gonna call it a night. If anyone has any more questions, get them in now, and I will answer them. But that's pretty much it. I hope everyone's had a fucking educational, insightful experience. I'm going to do this again at some point, maybe like in 2 weeks time or something. I will make it available to watch. I'm going to put it in the chat when I finish streaming. I'm going to put it up on YouTube. I think if I just end the stream, it should upload it to YouTube. I hope it does. So yeah, I'll post it in the chat for everyone to watch back if they want to. This is the Sammy Vergie collab. It's called Sunshine. The story with this was, so basically when me and Pied Piper were chatting about Enter the Dragon, like obviously I was chatting to him on the phone quite a bit, and he was like, "Oh yeah, so I love what you've done with the tune, blah, blah, blah." But like he was like, "Oh, I've got a few other tunes at the moment that just really don't stand the test of time. Like my mix downs just aren't really doing it like these days compared to like modern like normal like, other producers. So like, do you have like I've got these 3 tunes like they've all got vocals on them. So do you want to like maybe use them and like work with them?" So I was like, yeah, fucking hell, that'd be sick. And I got this vocal, and like, I only really liked one of them, and it was like this Sunshine vocal, this woman's vocal. I sent it to Sammy, and he was like, yeah, it's cool. Tried to work with it, and it didn't really produce anything. I'll play it. Like, Sammy doesn't like the vocal, and he doesn't want to use it anymore. So, but it's just basically, Sammy's done nothing to this apart from just like, this is literally me. It says Sammy Virgin 0, but I ended up making it sound like a Sammy Virgin tune, and I didn't, it wasn't going the route that I wanted to go. But yeah, have a listen. And then after that, I'm going to call it a night. So safe, everyone's tuning in. See, I thought this tune was fucking good, but I don't know. So yeah, that's the Sammy Virgin collab. I mean, like, it wasn't really a collab. Like, I basically made the tune. I sent it over to him, and then we just didn't really do anything with it. So it doesn't even sound. It's bare old. It doesn't really sound like me. But yeah, that's that. Maybe I'll use the vocal again at some point. But yeah. Last question: is there any specific way you make sounds communicate with each other? Like, one bass asks a question and other answers. Yeah, like call and response. If that makes sense, how it's just like random fucking about. Yeah, just fuck about, man. Just like, if you want like a call and response, that's a cool idea. Like, I don't think I've ever done that, but like, that is definitely something that people should try and do in tunes. Like, call and response is like a really like big like musical thing that's been like a thing for years. But yeah, I don't know, like my bass is, I don't know, like I never think like, I wonder if this bass can communicate with the other one. Like, I just fucking do it. Just experiment, and don't copy other people, because you won't ever do well if you do that. Well, you will. You might do well for a bit, and then your sound will just die, and no one will care about you in like 3 years. So that's my that's my philosophical quote to end on. I saw a Boomtown dub. Saw that too. That's in my fucking mix. Like, you can go listen to that in numbers if you want. You can go listen to that in numbers. I've made that. I changed that into a new tune called "Keep It Moving," which you can also listen to on SoundCloud somewhere. I think it's in Sammy Virgie's Rinse. This is just like, I made this literally just for Boomtown. It samples Dread MC. Samples Dread MC like 2 years before for Boomtown. When he's like introducing that Mighty Lang set. Just weird. I literally made that. I made that the night before I went to Boomtown last year, just in my room. Yeah, so that was that. I'll show you what I turned that into though. Quickly, this is a exclusive. But this tune, I'm really excited about this one. Probably shouldn't be showing any of these, but I'm gonna turn it down. I'm gonna just jump it straight in. So that's what Boomtown dub has become now. So I'm gassed with that tune. I fucking love that tune. So hopefully that'll be out later this year. So info on that soon. KB sample, damn right. What a fucking absolute babe. So yeah, that's it. Can you show Depth's tune, please? I remember it being well hard when we showed it on Insta. No, I'll show that in a different stream. If everyone wants me to do another one. If everyone, like, I'm gonna put in that. Can everyone like reply on that Facebook chat? I'm gonna put in it again at the end of this. I'm gonna put the link in, and if everyone wants me to do it again or what they want me to do it on, I'm gonna comment it. Actually, I'm gonna post it in post it in the Zero Production like group, and if everyone can just comment like what they want me to do the next stream on, or if they want me to do the next stream or whatever, that'd be sick. Cause I want to do more of these. Like, I think it's gone pretty well. Apart from like the bit of lag at some point, I think it's gone pretty well. So yeah, safe everyone. Oh yeah, there's one more question. When's the first track from Numbers mix coming out? Soon, hopefully this year. Hopefully hopefully the next few months. Let's look at me now. Hopefully that'll come out soon. The artwork I'm getting done for that is so sick. So I'm just waiting on that, and I'm waiting for the sample to be cleared. And then hopefully I can put it out. And that's all. I'm so gassed to put that out because I'm announcing something quite big with that. I want to like. Yeah, I'm just waiting. It's just waiting for fucking other people to do things. But the guy who's doing the artwork for me at the moment is sick, called Andrew Miller. I'm gonna he's actually a fucking creative genius. He's doing like an illustration of me, and like, it looks insane. So, gas for that. Should do a poll on what people want to see. All right, I will do exactly that. Connor Monty. It would be cool to see you make a tune from scratch. That would be sick. I'm gonna put that in. If anyone wants me to watch me do that, that'd be really cool. I'd love to do that. I think it'd be a bit boring like at some points, but like maybe I'll just do that in this. Maybe I'll just do that in the group. Like I'll probably maybe one night when I'm making a tune or working on a tune, I'll just like live stream it into Facebook, and then I'll just let everyone just fucking watch it if they want. Because I don't know if I'd feel comfortable like charging people for me to literally just sit there and fucking smash a key for like half an hour and try and make things like sound good. Apart from that. Zero against the clock. Yeah, that would be cool. I think I'd be shit at that though. I think I'd get too stressed. I see the bonkers in the files that's staring at us. I need it. Yeah. Bonkers, fucking hell. Everyone, and take ideas from everyone. Oh, that'd be so sick. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll do a stream in the next few weeks in the Facebook group, and I'll literally just fucking sit there and everyone can just kind of coordinate it, and if anyone comes up with any good ideas or what like bases to use or like what kind of samples or anything, I'll give it a go. So that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Just to see your workflow. Okay, sick. Noted. Yeah. Apart from that, safe for tuning in, everyone. That was actually sick. I'm so glad how that like went so much better than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be fucking technicality central. Safe. I'm gonna upload this, and then I hope it uploads. If it doesn't, I'm gonna be fucking furious. I think it just uploads to YouTube anyway afterwards as an unlisted video, and then I'll be able to send it to you. So fingers crossed it does do that. If not, a few people are gonna be annoyed with me, but I hope it does. I think it does. If it doesn't, then fuck YouTube. Alright, save. Cheers everyone, and how the fuck do I even end this stream? Right, safe. In a bit. Cheers for watching, and please comment what you want me to do next in the other ones when I post. Save.